Hello and welcome to Amsterdam to Kickstart 2023. I'm Jean-Marc Slim, and here with me I've got Sławomir Koszołko, CEO of Atman Data Centers. And Sławomir, thanks so much for talking to me.
Thank you, that's a pleasure.
Thank you. The Polish data center market has gained a lot of attention over the last 12 to 24 months. I mean, especially Warsaw has really grown as a huge market within the Central Eastern European region. Talk us through first the position of Poland within CE. And give us an update on the current Polish data center market, what's happening, what are the trends, why is it happening right now?
I think the biggest change that started to happen like 3 years ago, it's of course the hyperscalers are coming to Poland and they're building regions, deploying a lot of capacity, and that's the biggest change because we know from other markets that the hyperscalers is like 70 to 80% of the growth. So when you see on the growth ratios of Poland, this is the biggest change what's going. And when you compare Poland to the Central and Eastern Europe, Poland is like 40 million, so it's like a 1/4 of the CE market. And right now, Poland is the only hyperscale country. Maybe it will change in the future, but right now in CE, hyperscale is Poland only. And that's why a huge majority of growth is expected in Europe is coming to Poland, and especially to Warsaw, because this is the connectivity hub.
I was going to ask, because Warsaw does seem to be getting all the investment in, but what about Krakow? And if we consider Warsaw and Krakow tier 1 markets in Poland, what would be the tier 2 within the country?
Generally, what's the difference between outside Warsaw and Warsaw? Okay, the situation right now, we have the market outside Warsaw, but Warsaw right now, it's like a big enterprises, public, and the hyperscalers are coming to Warsaw, never else. So the small markets, because Poland is more like Germany comparing to, so Warsaw is not so dominant on the market. We have Poznań, Krakow, Katowice, and the other like 700-800 cities.
Yeah.
The co-location markets there are just only local enterprises. Not the big players are coming to those markets. So this is the biggest difference. But when you think about the real edge, that when the real edge comes, you have to be very close to the client. I think that apart from the local market, the big players will go to those markets. It won't happen tomorrow or the day after. Yeah. But when you see the AI, 5G, autonomous driving, all that stuff, it will happen. And then when it will happen, we want to be on the, as Atman, we want to be on that train.
Riding the train.
Yeah, and the solution we're thinking about going to the edge is deploying the modular solutions. So the providers has the modular solutions. They are unified, and if you put those containers in those cities, you can provide a unified solution in all the cities. And this is the way we think about the future on the Polish market. Apart from that, we also, we are owned by InfraFund and financed by the Goldman Sachs, and we are intensively looking on buying other small providers in the region to build a platform in CE. We are looking for something we can scale up, buy something small and then scale up.
Okay. Have you got any targets in mind? Any cities, countries, players?
Yeah, the two most important cities are on our focus. That are, we believe there are second tier in CE is Bucharest, Romania, and Prague.
Yeah, which is coming up a lot lately, actually.
Yeah. The Bucharest and Prague is just following what happened in Warsaw. Probably it won't be so big like in Warsaw, but these are a second tier, small deployments of hyperscale and a wholesale guys.
Okay. And when do you expect to jump into those markets to seal the deal? Talking about a few months?
It doesn't depend on us, but we are working extensively on that. And when M&As, you have to find agreement on both sides. So let's see. What is important for us is to find a partner who had the expansion plans. But just buying a full colo doesn't make a sense for us, like a private equity firm on InfraFund. So right now we are talking to different partners, and Let's see what happens. We got the money to invest.
Yeah, I'm sure something will happen because something always happens in this sector.
We believe, as a local player, that building a platform in the region creates a value for our investors.
Yeah.
Because usually the multiples, and we are owned by the fund, the multiples of platforms versus a single location are higher. So this is a strategic move for us.
Okay. Before we go into Atman in a second, just talking about, because you mentioned Infravio and Goldman Sachs as your backers, are they the same sorts?
No, this is Global Compute Infra.
Global Compute Infra, sorry. Are they the sort of same profile, investor profile that of the money that's coming into Poland? Is it mostly just private equity in Poland, or is it different types of capital in that
right
market?
Right now, no. Majority of investments are big platforms.
Okay.
All these Vantage, Equinixes, and so on. We are a different story because we've been so big on the market that the infra fund said, okay, this is the place to buy and to grow on Poland. But majority of our competitors in hyperscale and wholesale, there are platforms.
Okay.
When you go after enterprise and public, there are mainly local telcos who have the colocation business, but it's not a core business for them.
Yeah, and they'll probably end up divesting it at some point.
Yeah, at some point, yes. Yeah. We believe so. We want to buy them as well.
Yeah. Well, it was the trend.
No, buy the assets and the colocation business from them.
Yeah. Well, it depends on how old the infrastructure is. Because if it's 20 years old, then
they are selling towers, they are selling fiber costs, so they divest faster or later the colo as well.
It will happen, yeah.
But always you always have the balance build or buy. Because if they want to sell a poor quality colo, I prefer to build.
There's no question there. It's always better to build if you can't buy something good. And also the headaches that sometimes an M&A brings with it, sometimes it's not worth it. I was going to ask, so Atman, you've got 2 big facilities in Warsaw. You're building a 3rd facility in Warsaw, which is going to be quite a few dozen megawatts of full build, and it's scheduled to open at the end of next year?
It depends. We want to break ground this year. So just answering your question, it's like, yes, we have 2 facilities, 1 big campus and 1 facility in the downtown. This is more like connectivity facility, but it's a couple of megs. Together we've deployed about 20 megs right now, and our new site is 43 megs. We bought the land, we have the permits, we have the power, and we want to break ground this year. And of course, this facility is very much hyper and wholesale facility. This is the way we want. Of course, big enterprise can go there, but enterprise and public, they prefer to go to our standard location because it's multi-tenant location, and they're looking for cross connects with their clients. And for instance, in terms of financial institutions, more of them, including I cannot mention, they are close to each other, and the multi-tenants like to cross connect with, different organizations in the same environment.
Okay. I was going to ask, so there's a lot of conversations about power constraints. Of course, there's the war in Ukraine. How are you and Atman navigating all these challenges that we have faced over the last 12 months, and unfortunately, it seems like we will be facing over the next 12?
The first question is the power. As a local player, we play a completely different game, and I believe this is our advantage versus the platforms, because we are not buying ready-to-build sites because they are very expensive and it's hard to find them with the power, with everything. The way we work as a local player and gives us competitive advantage is we buy the land and develop the power at the same time, so we can be much more competitive.
So you're building your own power?
Yes, we not building, buying and building. So we don't need the land with power providers. We don't go to these big intermediaries. We go and then that's why we can be much more competitive and develop that on a much better rate, like half of the price the others are paying. So this is the way we do. Of course, in every place, when a lot of people wants the power in the same place, like in Warsaw, it's the Western Corridor. The problem arises. The way we address that problem is we are not only in one place. We have the facilities in 3 places. The main campus existing on the other side of the river. So if you are in different places, we don't have a problem with power in different places. So this is the way we handle. And what about Ukraine? right now, looking on the deployments of hyperscalers, they are not afraid about the war east from our borders, especially that the war is mainly in eastern Ukraine, not the western one. So this is the first answer. And the second answer is it's quite significant number of Ukrainian clients migrating to co-location in Poland for obvious reasons. One of the most important one is the power availability, not availability, but consistency of providing the power. Because the Russians are attacking the power and they have the breaks in power, and you need the consistent power. And you have the problem with fuel to gensets. So quite a lot of them are coming to Warsaw, and we are the part of that. We have significant number of Ukrainian clients co-located in our, especially that for a long time we have the part in Ukraine, so this market is not new for us for a year.
I mean, Poland as a whole, and I guess operators as well, have been a huge ally to Ukraine over the last 12 months, and I'm sure we'll carry on
this
there.
Politics in this case always helps the business, because the people are the people, and when they have a good feeling about Poland, they want to move the business to Poland, not to Germany, for instance.
It drives the business. And I guess it's culturally closer as well.
Yes, of course.
So
we have like 2.5 Ukrainians in Poland right now.
So we are in Kickstart 2023 in Amsterdam. In 12 months' time, it's going to be the next edition. It's going to be the 7th or 8th edition of Kickstart, also in Amsterdam. And I asked this question last year, and then a week later, Russia invaded Ukraine. The energy and the power prices went off the roof. But hopefully it won't be as dark as it was last year. Well, what do you expect to be the biggest change over the next 12 months that is going to dominate the conversations at Kickstart 2024?
Not in CE, all over the place.
We can talk about Poland, CE.
Of course.
What do you think is going to be the big thing that's going to happen?
By far, the regulations and ESG. This is where we go. Of course, there will be deployment and all this stuff, but when I'm looking on what's going on in the Western markets, I know what will come to Poland. And the way, for instance, we want to approach that, we are setting up the Data Center Association in Poland with my colleagues, and we believe, because this regulation is not in Poland, but it will come. We, as a data center providers, we want to self-regulate before somebody impose the regulations on us. So this is the situation, and by far this will be what is a little bit strange, because in fact everybody is saying that data centers are consuming so much energy, but in fact when you migrate from on-prem to data center, the PUE drops from 2.2 to 1.3. So you are just reducing the carbon footprint significantly. But the perception of the public, of the regulators is different, because they say, you consume a lot of power.
I was just going to ask, is the public opinion in Poland still very much in favor of data centers, or are you starting to face some backlash like Amsterdam and Dublin?
Data center industry,
it's too young.
I don't think it's too young to be in the focus of a public opinion. That's but I think it will be, and the problem is usually when this topic touches the general opinion,
you lose the narrative.
It's usually with the problem, not with the solution. We provide, we are the foundations of the digital economy, but it's hard to sell that. We are like roads to the logistic part. We are like roads to the digital economy, and this is what we want to sell. Instead of public looking at us and saying, you are carbon, you're producing a lot of carbon, and so on, so on. But unfortunately, media works the way the problem sells better than the solution. But we have to manage that. We won't change that. We have to manage that.
Roads to the digital economy. I love that. You mentioned very quickly. You mentioned the Polish Data Center Association. What's the plan? What's coming? And when is it coming?
Generally, we have the founders group right now. We want to register the association next month, latest April, and then the kickoff. We are talking to. This is the great place to talk. I talked to Stein from the Netherlands. They are more advanced. I was talking to a French lady and the others. I think and the European Data Center Association. They talk to the regulators. And what is good? What's great for that? But everybody has the same problems. And for instance, when you want to develop something, I don't have to rediscover the wheel.
Yeah.
I'm just going to my friends, and just using the same, just
Playbook, yeah.
changing the language because the challenges are the
Yeah.
same. Why to write
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
scratch?
Yeah.
And what is great, everybody wants to share.
Yeah.
Because it's in everybody's interest. It's not like earning the money, it's like creating. And this is great about this event especially, that this creates a binding between those associations.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Sławomir, thank you so much for talking to me. I can't wait to see Atman expanding and buying companies out there. I love a good M&A, so I've got to keep me posted on that one.
Hopefully next year we will meet and say we bought
Two,
something,
three,
two, three of them.
I'm sure Goldman Sachs will be happy.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
They got so much money to spend.
Yeah, well, which is a good problem to have. Thank you so much. And for you at home, thank you for watching, and do check our website and social media channels for more content from the Tech Capital about digital infrastructure news around the world. At Tech Capital, you lead, we report. Bye for now.